Well, ladies and germs, I'm as sick as a dog. Time to catch up a little bit. I've been playing on Animal Farm all week. It's taken me literally hours to harvest all these fields. And there's still more that haven't been finished growing. But I just wanted to catch up with you and show you what we've done. So I did end up having to rent the biggest harvester to get this done. And I am starting to bale all of these bales. In fact, where's my bale machine? It's over here somewhere. There it is. Okay. Because I'm going to store most of these. I feel like, it's not working. Turn everything on, and the lights, all of the lights. Reason being, we're going to need a lot of straw for our cows and pigs and sheep and chickens. Well, the cows and pigs anyway. And so I figured I'd start doing this. As you can see, after the harvest, I had about $340,000 worth of material to sell. And so it's been, I tried to be careful with how I spent it. And we do still have $200,000 in the bank left if we need to take out a loan. And also, what else we got? I sold the round baler and I bought this square baler. And the reason being is because we have such vast fields that I felt like these square bales would be easier to deal with. Plus, since we're doing silage manually, like using the, since we're using the bins to make silage rather than using wrapped bales, this is a little more of a match set. So I figured this big honkin' baler would be the way to go, just because it goes a lot faster when I'm baling instead of having to stop every 10 feet. The prospect would take me literally years to get this field done, and I've gotten 3 or 4 of these fields done. Now I did go the opposite direction though with our collection method. I am going to be doing them. We'll see how long it lasts. Manually, I'm going to load bales onto the trailer using a front loader. Now, for those of you that have been watching my channel for some time, you know how that turns out quite frequently. More often than not, it turns into Arthur having a temper tantrum and saying some swear words. So we'll see if that pans out, but I'm going to try it. I did get pretty good at loading round bales onto that really long black trailer, to the point where I could get 20 or 30 on there pretty handily. Getting them off is a little bit of an issue, and getting them stacked neatly. The other problem this game has is if you get too many of them, you start to have problems with the computer. So sometimes that auto stacker is a better way to store them, but I think we're going to store our hay bales around. We'll put some inside the building and others. Why didn't it turn? That was weird. I'm pressing the input to turn and he's just putzing along. So anyway, I've been working my tail off. I also bought, I sold the loading wagon. I'm not sure now that I think about it why I did that. I don't think we're going to need it though. And I also sold the crappy mower and bought a better lawn mower. I still have the small harvester though. I'm also second guessing myself there because obviously if we're going to have a lot of bales, though I'll tell you what though, this first round here really will get us taken care of for quite a long time, I think, for straw bales. I don't think we're going to have to get straw bales for until maybe a couple of weeks from now. We have so much straw. And we're going to invest most of our money in the animals for slaughter. I'm sorry. Sorry, little cows. I'm sorry, little piggies, but the milk cows are just so resource intensive versus the cows and pigs for slaughter. So if we keep those slaughter animals, I'm sorry if I'm getting seasick watching this. The articulated tractor thing. But unfortunately, this is the biggest tractor I have, and this is the one that's really meant to pull this large of a baler. My buttons are jammed on the back. What the heck? Hold on a sec. That's why I'm having weird problems with my tractor. It's like my kids dropped my joystick or something. Hang on. No, you stop it. Wow, it's got real mushy. Weird. I gotta say, one thing about the Steam controller I don't like. I did drop it. Hang on. It's very odd in the way the back panel snaps on. You have two buttons that are part of the panel. So if the joystick gets knocked, and I did drop it today on the floor, not hard, it like rolled off my desk onto the carpet, but obviously it was enough to knock one of the batteries out of position a little bit. And the way that they have it set up, it's an odd setup, but it makes the battery kind of foul the button. So what was happening there is I was trying to put my cruise control on because I have it assigned to that button, and no dice, no cruise control. And the button wouldn't press. Now I got to fix so it's working. Click it on and off. But anyway, it's a little weird. So basically, we've just gotten, most of the harvest done. There's still some that needs to be done, but it's not ready yet. Like I said, I've got all those weird plants. When we drove around the other day and looked at the fields, so you guys could see what I had going on. I kind of took you around and showed you what crops we have left. So really, basically, since then, I've just been collecting and collecting and collecting. And it's taken several hours. So, but yeah, in fact, I think I did tell you, you gotta remember, I have lag between the times that I record this and then what you see. I can't remember, but I think I showed you the fields all harvested. You probably remember better than I do because you've seen it more recently than I have. What's up, Mater? All right, Mater's up here to hang out. You up here to be on the recording, Mater? Yeah. All right, so anyway, I think this is the second to last field that I have to do. What's up, honey?
Oh, I have Olaf.
Oh, you have Olaf. From Anna and Elsa? From Frozen. Is that from the movie? Did you love Olaf?
Yeah.
We got them. We had this.
Summer day.
Like he sings that song, "The Summer Day."
Yeah.
That's right, Mater.
Yeah, Elsa is mean.
Elsa is mean. And she's not mean on purpose. She just doesn't understand.
Also mean.
She's had a rough life, Mater. She's not mean on purpose. Is Anna nice? Anna's mean? Her sister's is mean?
Yeah.
So we went to this auction for work, right? Like I do a lot of work for, well, not a lot, but some work for our local Keller Williams brokerage. We have I don't know if you guys aren't from Ohio. I don't know. I think Keller Williams is Ohio only, but I could be wrong. Maybe they are all over the country, but it's basically a realty brokerage, and just like any real estate, they have somebody sets up an office, and a bunch of realtors go and join and become part of that brokerage. Well, the local one here, we have several clients that use us on a very frequent basis to photograph their homes for sale. And so they had this winter auction. It's like for charity, and we decided we would take part in it this year. It's a good opportunity for us to get in front of people and get to know them, but it also helps the local charity, a couple different local charities, and it also helps we donate. I donate a shoot, so somebody bids on it and gets a photo shoot. Usually cheap. They don't usually go for what they're worth. So normally I charge a realtor $350 or more to do a photo shoot, depending on the size of the house. But the auction starts, I think, at like, whoa, John, just flipped off my chair. The auction usually starts at about like $50 or $60. That's right. And anyway, my wife got swept up in this. They had a little, it was a frozen waffle maker, and then it had an Elsa, Anna, and Olaf like stuffed animals, and then some other little things here and there, winter related. And she was like, "Oh my gosh, I got to get that for the girls." So I think it ended up being like $80. I was like, "What?" She's like, "I just had to have it." I'm like, "All right, honey." But they do love the stuffed animals, and we priced it all out like to see what it was worth. I think we ended up spending $5 more than what it was worth retail. But then there's no tax, so it ended up being like a wash. It wasn't a good deal by any means. They had some cool stuff there, man. But you gotta be careful, Mater. Please don't fall off the chair because you'll get hurt. You gotta be careful. All right, guys. So I'm gonna keep buffaloing. I'm gonna keep baling. Once we're done baling, I'm gonna advance it to morning, and we're gonna buy some animals. And I'm just gonna leave the hay out in the fields for now. We'll collect it as we need it, but we pretty much have. I think we're gonna need hay. The one thing I'm missing is hay right now. I don't have any hay to feed the animals, so we're gonna have to make hay. I have obviously the mower and the windrowers and everything that I need to make hay, so we're gonna have to do that. So that's gonna be the last step. Probably I'll do that tomorrow with me, because I've only got 1 or 2 small fields of grass right now that I can use for hay, but we'll plant grass for the next harvest because we really need. Obviously, I've got look at all the bales on this field alone, and I've got like 5 fields full of bales. I'm not going to need them for a long time, so. All right, we'll be back in a minute. All right, we're done with that field, and we move on to the last field, I believe. Though we still need to get, like I said, hay bales. This field over here on the left is all grass. Not a very big field, and we have a smaller one up by the farm, too. We really need to... Uh-oh. Let me through. We really need to reposition... Or what's the word I'm looking for? I really need to reconsider some of these fields for grass. Probably most of them up by the farm. Because you don't want to be trailing all this equipment down to this side of the map all the time when you're doing mowing. The mowing should be right next to the farm because there's so much equipment that's involved in mowing and making hay. So really, I'd say probably the vast majority of the fields that are near the farm are going to turn into grass fields. The hay fields will be 1 step south. And then these fields maybe, I don't know, corn for silage for the biogas plant, maybe. We'll see. Or obviously I'm also going to need a place for our greenhouses, so hopefully that'll be fun setting those up. I don't know. Like I said, I've never done those before. It'll be new. Now, one of the disappointing things that I found out about this map, the guy put in the sawmill and that compost factory, I guess. It's not really a factory, but it's a compost station that I found back in the woods, and I got all excited about it. And come to find out that he didn't put any sale points in for either compost or the sawmill pallets. So, a lot of these map designers get a great idea. They're going to put all this stuff in here, and they don't do the research and find out what works with what and what doesn't. I will say that, some of the maps that one of the complaints that I've heard about Sosnovka especially, but the maps that Giants puts out are, pretty flat. Like, people are like, well, they're boring and they don't have a whole lot of stuff to them, but it all works. and also, just design things. Where am I going with that? The roads, for example, on Sosnovka are wider. And they're meant to fit. They considered the player. Yes, in real life, there are farms that have little tiny narrow roads. This game does not handle that kind of situation very well. You end up getting tangled on everything. The trailers get caught. The equipment gets stuck on trees. I don't know what's going on with my controllers. I'm not saying it's a terrible solution, but it's not, or a terrible situation, but it's not a. Certain things work with this game, and I think the developers have done a good job realizing what their strengths and their weaknesses are, And when they design their maps, they design them around those strengths and weaknesses. So maps like Bjornholm, Sosnovka, Westbridge take advantage of the equipment that's in the game, and yet don't try to overcomplicate things. And so here we have a situation where I found that after playing several hours on this map, I mean like hours and hours, probably a good 20 hours on the map, because my wife and I watch TV each night, and as she's watching television, and I watch too, but I'm playing this, doing the farm duties like the harvesting, and sorry, I was coughing, like harvesting or bale collecting. And during that time, you do a lot of driving around. As I was selling off, it took me hours to sell off all the commodities that I had collected. And during that driving around, you saw I recorded some of it, just ridiculous problems trying to get around the map. Things like, getting stuck on the crossing gates, getting stuck, trying to go around the corner because they put a signpost there, getting stuck, getting stuck at a stoplight, and then there's a train coming, but you're halfway across the tracks because the stoplight's red, so you have to break the law. Not that it matters, but you have to break the law to get across the train crossing. The designers of the game, when they make it, they take those things into account when they design those areas so that those kind of things don't happen. So you don't get hung up on trees. Though sometimes they put trees. On Sosnovka, obviously, there's that famous first field and that famous tree that's right there in the middle of where you need to be in order to harvest and plant. That tree's always in the way. You end up cutting it down. But, some of these mod maps, every single field is totally surrounded by trees that are in the way. And that's definitely the case with this map. You have trees everywhere. They block your view when you're trying to drive down the road. They block the ends of the fields when you're trying to harvest and when you're trying to plant, making it so that you can't just let a harvester run. You have to constantly babysit it. Now, you can use course play to get around that, but once again, since I pop my games up so that my kids can play with me, like Seth, and Evelyn, the course play loses all my routes every time I switch it on and off. So that's no good. So for somebody like me that actually plays with other people multiplayer occasionally, and I need to toss my farm up, it doesn't suit me, and it's disappointing. So anyway, but it's a mod map, and I've come to expect that. You guys always wonder why I mostly play on the created maps. Isn't really the right word, but on the maps that are included with the game rather than tons of mod maps. This is every mod map has its issues. Once in a while I find a mod map that is pretty much perfect. The one that I still, to this day, and I still have a game on there, Two Rivers. Now, Two Rivers is a resource hog, so there's a problem there, but in general, Two Rivers is really well thought out. It's a big map, so you can expand. They've removed the collision from some of the trees at the ends of the field, so it's not as much of a problem. It still has some of those issues, but the narrow roads don't have fences and stuff all along. And one of the problems I found with this map, if you come the northern route with the trailers, trying to sell stuff here at the elevator, you get tangled on all the fences as you come through town, because they're just so narrow that it doesn't matter how carefully you drive. They're constantly dragging along the trailers, and that causes your trailers to get hung up and you get stuck. And I'm only using the smallest trailers. But if you go the main route, you have to go all the way around the map. Another thing that I found on this map that I don't like is how small the silo is. You have to... Sure, Seth. Did you win that?
Yes. It came with this.
Oh, that's cool. That's fun, Seth.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. They went to a little thing at church tonight. That's cute. You want a little puzzle. That silo severely hampers your ability to use anything but the AgriLiner trailer or the Brantner, the very small Brantner. So I'm going to look at placeable silos for this farm, because that silo is unusable. It really, it's great, sort of, but if you have a lot of stuff to load in and out, and you can't, you can only use two carts, as you saw there. If I go more than 2 carts, I get stuck on everything. So I have to look for a different solution, and I'm thinking that probably is going to come in the form of a placeable silo. When it comes time to deliver, sorry, my kids just got home. When it comes time to deliver the harvest to storage, before you go start delivering it to or you'll store it in the silos, and then when you go to sell it, we will rent a Tatra with a big trailer, and we'll use a different silo and just do it that way. So anyway, it's been, I really do like the map. I'm actually enjoying it very much, but there are some issues. I hate the fact that you have to travel for like 20 minutes just to dump a load off at the at the grain elevator. Man, I'm falling apart here. So I don't know. Those are some of the issues. I just thought I'd share that with you. Those are some of the issues I found with this map. As you use maps, and the downside is you find a map that you like, and then you start finding out problems with it. I think with, and I don't know if it's still an issue, but with Belgique Profound, I had worked like all day collecting straw and piling it up in this straw bin. Like seriously, like a million liters. I mean, it was ridiculous. It was a huge amount of straw, only to come to find out there was a bug, and I couldn't use or get any of it back into my front loader or anything. Like I couldn't use anything to get it back out. And so, there are those kind of bugs. This map has the same issue. You can store the straw in a pile, but there's nothing you can do to get it back out again except for maybe a conveyor belt. But once that thing's piled into the barn there's no way to retrieve it. Now in Westbridge Forest, they give you a pipe that loads the material back into the trailer, so you can store your straw, and then later on you pull under a pipe, and or actually it is a conveyor, and it conveys it back into the trailer, so you can put it into the mixer. But we don't have that luxury here, so I'm thinking maybe I'd have to use a mod conveyor to do that. So anyway, enough talking. I'm going to keep going on this. As you can see, I'm almost done. I got 4 more rows to do, and then we will move on to the next step. The last bales. Oh my gosh, that took forever. Oops. I don't know. I'm cross-buttoning on this one too, like I used to do with the Xbox controller. That's not good. So, we are going to, I don't know what to do next. I guess you probably should call it a night. It is almost, let's see, it's game time, it's 10 o'clock. Actually, real time, it's probably about 9. What time is it? 9 o'clock. Look at that. But game time, we are at, 22 would be, 10 o'clock. So, late night for farmers, but we got everything is baled. I've got literally fields and fields of bales, so I should have more than enough. In fact, I probably won't even regrow these fields for the time being, because we should start being able to make money with our animals pretty much right away. But we do need some cornfields, and we definitely need grass. So the first needs are going to be corn and grass. We're going to leave. I probably could chaff the sunflower seeds too. It'd probably be the same as chaffing corn. But we'll see. I feel like I'd like to sell the sunflower seeds because they're kind of pricey, I think. Let's look at the commodities index. The best way to look, best way to know is just to look. Oops, sorry. Yeah. They're worth, oh gosh, they're worth almost as much as canola. So they are worth quite some amount of money. So I think, we probably do need to sell those. We're going to need the money, so we'll sell our sunflower seeds tomorrow. And so maybe we'll work on harvesting those next. But we'll also buy the animals in the morning and get that taken care of. Actually, maybe we can even buy them tonight. And I really need to do grass, but I guess we can at least get them on the premises. They need to start making money for us, though. And I don't have anything to feed them, because you can feed them silage or grass. So I think the next step, before we do anything else, we need to get some grass mowed, and we need to make hay bales so that we can feed them their mixed rations and keep them happy. And we're just going to start with the feeding animals right now, the cows, cattle, and pigs. Not the milk cows, but the cattle and the pigs, because they take less. They're babies, once again. It's horrible to think of it like that, but it's the truth. They're baby animals, so they don't take as much provender to keep them fed. One trailer load's usually enough to feed them for quite some time, so even a large amount of them. So we're probably going to shoot for 500 of each, I think. Does that sound unreasonable? Maybe. I don't know how much money I have. So I'll hop back to the farm. I'll be back in a minute. Here's one of those issues. I'm stuck on nothing. There's nothing here. Whoa. Okay. Why did that happen? We'll never know. That was interesting. Okay. And now where can I turn around? I got to go all the way back here. Once again, thinking things through. We got this river. It's probably realistic. There's a river that runs along the road. Makes it so that I can't find anywhere to turn around for like 300 kilometers. Or 50 miles. Is it the tree branch that's stopping me? No. I'll have to get out. What? I can't pass this. What? Now, I know I've come this way before. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. What on earth? So we find another bug. Man, that was a lot. That took up a lot of fuel on this thing, dude. Of course, it's probably 5 hours of baling. I'm a glutton for punishment. But we need it for the food, so. Oh my gosh. It took forever. And I'm not even going to. We'll clean this up. I don't even know where there's grass to mow. I mean, I guess around the farm there's this. There's that. That's not really a good place to mow, though. It's going to be a pain in the butt to collect back there. What's up, Lolly Pants?
Mater's chasing me.
It's the Mater chase? Mater face?
He's angry because I can't really share this.
Oh, yeah?
It's more for 8 and up.
Oh, bummer for Mater. Is he sad?
She's getting really angry at me.
Who is Mater or Goosey?
That's Mater. Ouch!
Okay, how about not breaking the computers, guys?
Tell him not to push me. He hit me in the stomach.
Yeah, let's not be doing that to each other. That's not good. All right, so I'm going to clean this up, but we're not even going to bother putting it away because I'm just going to have to turn around in the morning. And then we're going to have to turn around in the morning and use it again. I got to get those grass bales. I don't want to buy animals until I have hay bales. It seems, I'm like 7 episodes in now, or 8 episodes by now, and I still don't have any animals. This takes a long time to set up. But you got to have the resource. There's no point in buying the animals. They just cost money then. Heck, if you do this in, Farm Expert. If you play Farming Expert and you do this, you'll kill your animals if you don't have food for them. So, a different thing about Farming Expert is that you can actually buy food for the animals. So that's kind of cool. If you don't have your own animals. If you don't have your own source of feed, you can always buy it. You can outsource it. All right, we got to pull this guy back in. You see, he's right across the street. We have all these bales we can deal with, which is really nice. That's where that's where we will start when we go to pull them from the fields. There's more corn right there. So we got it. We're good. I just need to get some hay made. Even just like 20 bales or 15 bales. I mean, it doesn't have to be a lot. It's just enough that we can get them started. And I can start the next day cycle and get grass growing on some of these fields. Don't even have to be fertilized or nothing, which is great. There's the dog barking. That's really irritating. So for now, we're going to park this right here. Oh, come on, Arthur. All right, so I'm going to sneeze. I'll be right back.